Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today I am going to be challenging myself to draw masculine framed characters. So I am nervous, I'm excited. Let's just dive right into it. For now, I'm not going to need these. Today I'm going to be using my color erase pencils. They are quite old. They've been through a lot. I put them in a pencil case that had a sharpener in it and an eraser, so you can probably imagine that I messed up. They look gross. I really wish they didn't. I feel terrible about how I treated them, but hopefully you can look past it. I'm sorry. So, I want to use these because I want to try to get in a habit of not erasing too much. I definitely need to warm up my arm. It's been a while since I've even drawn. I don't know why I love to do this to myself, but when I come back from a little bit of a break from drawing, I tend to go for the subject matter that challenges me completely, instead of easing my way in. That's just what I do. So let's do it. I think I might start off with just some busts rather than like the whole body. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do a whole body, but let's just warm up, see where the day takes us. I really do love drawing characters. It's a lot of fun. One of my favorite things to draw, even if I'm not amazing at them. I like to lay out with just little things where parts of the face will be. I'm gonna be mad, I guess. I don't normally draw angry people. Just like a little smirk, tiny smirk, angry smirk. But now, in true me fashion, part of his chin. Just a little bit. Okay. So one of the reasons that I am doing this, other than just wanting to be able to draw men, you know, upgrade my skills, but is that I play a lot of video games. I want to be able to create fan art for those games. I don't know if I would do it in a video unless you really want me to, but it's more of a personal goal. I get a little bit scared about copyright and things like that. I think that I should put the eyebrows closer to the eyes, and that the eyes might droop just a little bit, just a little over. One thing that kind of helped me understand hair a little bit better was seeing that there's kind of like a double, I don't know how to explain that, like it's not a double sideburn, but you can see it. There's two of these on a lot of people. I'm sure everyone's different, but I just felt like it helped me map out the face a little bit better and make sure that there was a forehead behind that. I think I'm also gonna try to give him curly hair because, you know, I just love challenging myself. curly hair texture is just so pretty. One thing that might help me here is like blocking out where I want the sections to be. There are definitely people out there who would do a better job doing this and explaining this than me. But hopefully you have fun anyways, just creating art in my company. Okay, there's one of them. I think I'm gonna leave it at that and move on to another. Whoa, whoa. I forgot how to draw those for a second. What? Struggling with this one. Try a different pose here. Because the ears right here shows that the eyes are lower. This is not an easy pose, holy cow. So the problem here is how disconnected the lines feel from one another because I'm just being too stiff with this little pencil. I'm not very good with tiny pencils, but I'm also just being too stiff in general when it comes to this because I'm learning, and it takes a little bit to build confidence to do a confident line. It's better to do it from your arm than from your wrist, but I mean, I can't help it. Especially when you're going in with those tiny details, it's not always easy to use your whole arm, but that's probably just me making an excuse. It's really good if you can get in the habit of not being too hard on your wrist, especially for your health, but also it just makes your drawings less stiff. I also couldn't decide between making him sharp, which is the original idea, was to make him look sharp, but then I struggle with the hair texture when I don't have that flowiness to it. Personally, I just never quite do the right angles to make it look sharp instead of flowy. Okay, this is the last one I'm gonna do on this page. I haven't decided if I'm going to do full bodies yet or not. And I'm just varying the colors that I use on the page to make it a little more interesting. I wanted to do a more feline approach to his face. I wanted to see how that would look. Sorry, my storage ran out, but here's what we're working with right now. I definitely would like to have another go at his face and that face as well. So I'm thinking about doing a full body for them maybe. And I'm thinking about if I should color these or not. So I'll come back when I have answers. It's a new day. I'm gonna try redrawing these two, probably right there. And then maybe I'll do a single full body so as not to overwhelm myself. So let's get started. him to look a little like an Uchiha, like Itachi. Was not intentional, but now I am tempted to put those cheek lines. No, I won't do it. I think that that's an improvement over that. It's not exactly as stylized, but this doesn't have the depth I want it to when doing a pose like that. This is of course straight on, so it's not as bad to not have a lot of depth when it's straight on like this, but not as noticeable, I guess. It's very noticeable when it's a dynamic pose. Anyways, I'm happy enough with him. I'm glad that I redid him. The question is, do I want to use this tiny pencil again in attempting to redo him? Having a hard time being loose with it, but I think maybe that should be part of the challenge for me. Hi everyone, I just wanted to pop in here for a second with a voiceover because I was struggling really hard in this part. I decided that I wanted to have a hand on his head after drawing the face, and then it looked weird to have a floating arm, so I had to do the body too, in my opinion. But that's a struggle after already having other stable things drawn, if that makes sense. So then I have to make the body dynamic when it wasn't meant to be there in the first place. Yeah, it was difficult. And of course, didn't turn out how it could have if I had known this was the plan in the first place. Okay, I think I'm gonna take a break from trying to render that. I'm not sure if the proportions are really they're really proper, but I probably should put clothes on them. This was just easier for me. The full body will have clothes. So let's attempt that now. I don't know which guy I'm going to be doing, but we can figure that out later. Have I mentioned already that I have no idea what I'm doing in regards to this part? Yeah, that is definitely the case. I'm just winging it. When I say winging it, I do have a reference, so technically not. fully winging it, just not using a process that is refined by any means. Unlike normally, I'm going to draw the clothes first because I'm using this colored pencil, so I don't want to go into a huge amount of detail drawing all of the muscles and stuff underneath, and then not have the ability to erase them. I don't recommend this, but it's just what I'm doing. Alright, but it's just a little disappointing. I'm curious who you want him to be. Let me know in the comments if you want. I'm thinking him, actually. So. So I've finished making some tweaks off camera, and while I was doing that, I was thinking about how I would color things, what I would color, because I want it to be a relatively cohesive sketchbook spread, and I have a hard time with that. And I was looking at some references, and I hope I unlocked something in my brain a little bit where I was like, I should treat this kind of like a scrapbook. So I can do elements on the pages that I would normally do in a scrapbook, and that make it look more cohesive. That might not make sense just saying it. I don't exactly know how to explain it, but hopefully I can show what I mean. So yeah, let's just get started. And I'm not sure if I'm going to color first or if I'm going to do the scrapbook part first. Let's add some of the scrapbook elements, and then I'll color, and then I'll probably add more. more. But I don't want to forget about it later. I had an idea to try to maybe frame him a little bit. I think I adjusted his face a little bit to the point where I'm more... I like him a little more. He's still not exactly how I imagined, but that's okay. Okay. I'm not framing him because he's my favorite. My favorite's actually the first one, interestingly, and this one. But he's in the middle, so it just felt appropriate. Oh my god. Excuse me. This is definitely the hardest part for me, even though I've definitely helped myself by considering it to be like a scrapbook. I'm not practiced enough in this area, and even with scrapbooking, I'm not exactly practiced enough either. It doesn't come naturally to me. Could we please take a moment to acknowledge how long I let my nails get for once? I'm probably gonna cut them right after this. Anyways, so for this, I'm going to start coloring now. I ran out of ideas for, you know, the geometrics and stuff, so I'm gonna start adding color and seeing where that goes. I just realized I keep saying adding color as if it isn't already colorful, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna pull out the Copics that I'm borrowing. I'm always terrified to use them, but they gotta get used. So I'm also extremely thankful that I get to try them, truly. Never thought I would. I think I'll start with the skin, because that's what I'm always most nervous about. I'm using a couple of Ohuhu markers because I didn't have the right color gradient, I guess, in Copics. Okay, I have my tea now, holding it over my artwork like a mad woman, and finished the shirt off camera because I have a hard time seeing the lines if I'm not looking really close. So it's hard to film and like not show my head in the frame. But yeah, now we're gonna move on to the other areas. Alright, I'm going to try to use these fine liners over top of the marker. I hadn't tested it before. I probably should have. I think it's going to work just fine. And I might not be able to get a whole lot of footage of it because I need to be really up close to see, but I wear glasses, by the way. I'm pretty blind. I like adding a little bit of texture to my line art. I don't always want it to be perfect. I think it just adds some interest. Just thickening some areas, making it look a little like a sticker, I guess. Now I would like to move on to him. I'm honestly pretty scared of ruining it, so I think that I'm going to leave it here. I really hope that you enjoyed this little character drawing session with me. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I would super appreciate if you could like and subscribe, and stay tuned for new videos every single Sunday and new shorts every Friday. Take care.